Hello and welcome to this fifth in a series of videos showing you how to create a simple website using Dreamweaver CS6. And in this video we're going to be focusing on content. You should have a working website now with all of your pages inserted and saved and all of the links working. We'll have a look at what that should look like in a moment, but we're going to be focusing now on adding your content. Now we've got a mock-up here of a web page, and you can see the yellow areas on here show how the web page is divided, and it's divided up into areas which could be represented or could be set up as a table on a web page. And remember, we're using tables on ours, and on your storyboard you've probably created a layout very similar to this one in terms of having columns and specific areas of the screen for specific pieces of content. If yours doesn't look exactly like that, that's fine, it doesn't matter, it's just to represent what yours should look like. So what we're going to do today is add further tables to the Dreamweaver document pages that we've set up and start to add some content into those. So if we go to the frog page for this unit, you need to get yourself to this page here, because the create template and the content creation section, because in here there's a PowerPoint that guides you through it. You might be using this video instead, and here is a folder, and in this folder is a series of files which you can use to help you create your content. So if I was to open that, I'd end up with a Google Drive folder like that, and you can see it's got a text file there which you can use for the blog and the program listings, and a document here called local personalities. And if I open this, you can see that there's a list of the people that it wants you to use as the local celebrities. Now you may well have been thinking of more famous celebrities than this, but these are the celebrities that they've identified. And what I've already done, and what you might want to think about doing before you go much further, is I've found some images already and I saved those in my website folder. Now if you notice here, this is what you should have in my website folder. I've got, I don't know why that's suddenly saying that's empty, let's go back to it again. Right, I've renamed my navbar folder to images. You may have called yours images to begin with, and in there is the navbar images, and these are all images that I've found on the internet to use on my website. Now you may recognise Bronwyn Clegg. Bronwyn Clegg is Ellie Goulding, and that's just I've just found an image to represent her on there. Bronwyn Clegg, ex-student, lead singer in a pop band. So all I've done is I've downloaded some images that I think I can use. Now what's important is that now we're working properly, we're not just copying and pasting images, we're downloading them, saving them. We need to put them in the correct folder in our website folder, so they're all saved in images, and you can see that I've made sure each one has a name, no untitled images in here. So if we've gone that far, we're now ready really to start, and what you should have is this folder here. You should have in your website folder all of these HTML pages representing each page of the site. And if I go back into Dreamweaver, what we now need to start to do is to create a layout for each of the pages, and your storyboard is going to come into play here because you're probably going to follow that. So for instance, on my first page, on my home page, all I might do is add a table in here to put some simple information in. So I'm going to go to the home page first of all. I'm going to go to index.html, which is my home page. I'm going to delete this because I've just been using this as to show where my content is going to go, and in there I'm going to create another table. So I might go insert table, and I want a table with one row and two columns, and it's going to be the same as that. And now I've got this table here which I've divided into two, and I can just put some written content in there. I could create my own, I could copy and paste text in if I wanted to, and you notice I've made it the same width as the navigation bar so that it all stays nice and consistent and neatly in line. So there I could just add any text in there that I wanted to do. Obviously I'd make it look a little bit prettier than that. And that's all you're going to need to do on each page. You're going to need to go to each page in turn, decide how you're going to have it laid out, and insert a table to hold your content. Now, one of the things, for instance, that I might choose to do on my celebs page, even though I've got 3 pages for my celebs, which these are the ones that you get to via the drop down menu, celeb 1, 2, 3. If I go to celebs, I might just want, oops, I should say celebs there, so that just needs to be changed. I might just want a little overview of each celebrity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this text anyway, and I'm going to go insert, I'm going to insert a table, and the table is going to have, well, how many celebrities did I have in the document? I have 5 celebrities. So what I'm going to do is insert a table with 5 rows, one per celebrity and 2 columns. And then I'm going to put that in like that. And then what I thought I'd do is I could add a little biography about each celebrity in there, which I could just make up. And then I'm going to put my image in the second column there. So I'm going to go, for instance, the first one, let's go insert image. And this is why you need to make sure you're well organized, because no copying and pasting from the net. I'm going to my website folder, the images folder, and I'm, who shall I put in? I'm going to start with, I'll put Sergeant Chowdhury in. There we go. And that's a little bit big, so obviously I'll resize him. And you notice what I could do, I can manipulate the table so that it's the size that I want it to be. What we would do, again, if we were really doing this properly, we would edit the images first so that they're the correct size. Now, you can see what I'm doing. I'm dragging the table so that it fits a little bit better, and then I could start to put the biography for that person in there. I could just put some text in. I could put my second one in here. Let's put the vicar in underneath. So insert image, back to the website folder, and my vicar is at the bottom. She's going to go in there, and you can see it doesn't look too bad. I could just rescale, notice moving from the corner so that it fits, looks a bit more professional, and I could just continue to add my images like that. Let's just do one more, insert image. And you can see now why the importance of a good storyboard is paramount, because unless you know what you're doing, unless you've got this planned out and you know what you want to create, creating a website isn't straightforward, because you've got to make this bit up as you go along instead of just referring to a nice, well-constructed plan. And there you go. I've got my 3 images in so far, and that doesn't look too bad, actually. So I'm going to save what I've done. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, so this is what my website's beginning to look like, and you can see it looks okay. I've previewed the page in Google Chrome, and I've got my images neatly lined up one after the other. I haven't got anything in here yet because obviously I haven't created any text, but that would be fairly straightforward, and you could just make up a few lines about each celebrity, and then obviously what we could do, you could go to the page for each one. Notice we've only got 3 in. So you can either go back and redo your navbar, or just maybe choose 3 of the celebrities that you're going to focus on. So I could just use 3. So what you're then going to need to do is go to each page of your website, and you're going to need to do what I've done here. Insert a table, make sure that the table has enough columns and rows for you to be able to organize the content as you want, and then you can start to put the content in. So my next job would probably be to go to listings, go to the listings page, and then I could use the information that I got from here, the program listings document, to help me put that together. So this is the bit where you actually start to make a website that looks like a website. You'll be adding content to your pages, and you should have something that looks pretty impressive by the end. Now this has been quite a long tutorial, so you might want to go back and look at parts of it again before you start to make it yourself. So remember, the most important things are, make sure you have your images saved in an images folder within your website folder. Make sure you've given your images names so you know what they are. Make sure you've created a table on each page of the website, and the table will allow you to structure your information in the way that you want. And if you can do that, making the rest of the website should be really straightforward. So good luck, have fun, be creative, and let's see what you can come up with.